So guys, good afternoon and welcome back to another video. Now, like I said in my last video, I'm going to get straight back on top of obviously producing as much content as I can obviously out on YouTube. It's so much easier to just post things on Insta and things like that because it's just so much more handier. But see, actually to pick up the camera and that bit's not as hard. It's just the editing, downloading and all that kind of jazz that takes up literally so much time. So today we are in for deadlifts. I think like I actually covered in my last video and told you guys that I was going to film my deadlift session and film my back session, which obviously is going to happen following my deadlifts today. This potentially may be my last week on deficit deadlifts just for a little while anyway. I mean, depending on how it feels, it'll really dictate whether this is going to be my last and final session on them or not. This is around my 5th or 6th session doing deficit pulls, and realistically the goal behind it was just to try and gain a little bit more power off the floor, because I was getting to that point where I was just pretty much going in every single session and I was trying to just lift as heavy as I could for say a set of 4 to 6 reps, and it got to that point where I was literally lifting like 300 kilo every single week, and it was just not really doing that much. Like, I wasn't really seeing that much progression from it and I wasn't really getting that much from it. So what I done was, instead of me just pulling back, because I absolutely, like anybody, I despise the thought of pulling back in weight and lifting lighter and resetting everything and things like that. Like, I'll just not do it. So what I done was, I kind of discovered what the problem was. I was literally just getting a bit weaker off the floor, and it's normal, that thing. These things happen. So what I done was, I thought, right, I've never actually ran deficits in my life for any more than a couple of weeks, and then I've literally just flung them out. So I thought, well, I'll just put deficits in and I will properly run them. So that's what we've done, and that instantly made me pull back to 240 kilo. So then I was able to kind of take a decent amount of reps. I was playing with the kind of, or in fact that's a lie, I actually took it back to 220. I done 220, 240, 260, and now I'm at 280. So that's been over the course of kind of 6 sessions that I've done that. Obviously I've just kind of stayed with one weight, added a few reps, upped the weight, stayed with a weight, added a few reps, and then upped the weight. So this is around my kind of 5th or 6th session. But like I said, the goal behind it was just purely to gain a little bit of power and explosiveness off the floor that I was kind of getting weaker at, because I was spending too much time at a rep range that was just not doing much for me, and I was just lifting pretty much, essentially lifting too heavy every single week, because it was like I wasn't giving my body a chance to really respond to it to the best way possible to be able to make sure that I could progress. Like, I was still taking very big sets, like 300 kilo for 5 reps and 6 reps and things like that, but it just wasn't the most optimal thing on the planet. So we introduced deficits, pulled me back to 220. I have now worked my way back up to 280 and I'm feeling stronger than ever. I was able to take 280 for 5 last week. Now, a couple of reasons behind it. Mindset switch, because we actually train deadlifts on a different day, and I have got like the worst cut ever, or like the worst kind of, I don't know what it was. I literally cut myself so bad, and then it like basically like scabbed, and then it kept obviously getting cut off because I was forever deadlifting again, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And the pain is like literally, for such a small thing, the pain is actually so bad. So throughout something like a deadlift, any time that I pull in, because I'm doing deficits, I'm actually traveling a lot further with the bar. So it's just literally pulling it off every single session. So last week it was very sore. I tried to kind of keep the bar as close to me as possible, but without actually touching me. And I think potentially it may have knocked off a rep or two, but today it's feeling alright. I say that, we're going to go in, we're going to see how it feels. I am just going to try and keep the bar as tight to me as possible. I've got last and final meal, so I've got my pre-workout meal going in here, which is just chicken and sweet potato. And we've got some ice cold water just to wash it down, and then obviously it'll be time to make up supplements. Supplement wise, today is just going to be the usual. It'll be Defib by HR Labs, No Code by HR Labs, and we're still patiently waiting on Rydon coming back in, so I can only apologise if the pump's not real today. But without waffling on any further, that's really going to be it. We're in for deadlifts and back, maybe a little bit of arms, maybe a little bit of pose and a physique update for you guys, because obviously I've not done anything like that in quite a few weeks now. So of course I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do enjoy it, then please do not forget to drop the video a like for me, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get on with deadlift day. One of the biggest things that obviously we have to take from today is making light of what could have potentially been the worst session ever, because I obviously, well, I've not even brought it on the camera yet. So basically what happened was I forgot my lever belt, brought Sarah's lever belt, which is just far too small. So obviously I've got my Cardillo belt, which it's not a supportive belt. It's not a belt that realistically you're going to get a lot of use out of from something like deadlifts. I obviously wear it all the time, but I wear it for non like compound movements. So I wear it for none of my big moves. I would never squat in it, I would never deadlift in it or anything like that. So I had to make the sensible option, not go for 280 kilo, because I could potentially came back at like 2 or 3 reps, and it would have been like a really sore 2 or 3 reps, because obviously I wouldn't have had that extra support to brace against and breathe against them, what I would have needed. So I made the call. Probably looking back at it now, it was the best decision that I've made, and paused with 240, took a decent set at that and left it at that. So I still done something that I've never done before, and it was a hard set, and I obviously struggled through it, but I think it was like the right call to make, because if I'd done the 280, which off-season Cliffy would have done the 280, I would have had a little bit more support about my erectors, my lower back in general, and I would have probably got a little bit more from it. So because obviously we're getting deeper and deeper into prep, I'm getting much leaner now, I've got to make these sensible decisions, just because if I don't, then it'll put me out for a few weeks or something like that, and right now I can't afford that. So we got deadlifts done anyway, they were successful for what they had to be, and now we're just continuing on with back. So we're going for a low row next, a non-supported low row. We've literally just been on the prime extreme row, got work done on it, low row now, and then we'll move to some pull down work. So that's all. That is literally another deadlift session done, complete. One more closer to show day. Unsure how many we've got left, like 20 more deadlift sessions, something like that, but hopefully I'll let this leg get healed, because I've got a deadlift session coming up with Big Laws. A lot of people will obviously be familiar with Lawrence Shaley. He is one of the, if not biggest legends in strongman there is, strongman as a whole. So that'll be obviously cool, but I need to make sure that I'm fully recovered from that. I need to make sure that there's no hindrance, especially on my leg. But yeah, that's literally it. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, then please do not forget to drop a like for me, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next video.